Ah. Hey. You don't see that red rag, red box in it. It's funny. Listen, I understand that this is your show and that the wacky noises are all part of the fun, but I work my butt off trying to make all the goofy noises you want. I'm fine with that's weird.
You can see the ground. You can see the ground now.
Immediately.
Yeah.
You know how much better than I can feel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not that
I know.
hey, we could be out there. The fans are here too. I'm gonna do all that. If you want
But that's your New Year's
It was
gift.
fantastic.
There
Oh,
you go.
oh Lord. Did it again.
Yes.
I don't get money.
And opinions. Say she was here tonight. Where do you think she'd like to go to dinner after this?
I don't care, Vince,
Well,
wherever
I'm
you
not
guys
going
are.
out there yet.
Thank you for your response.
Come back in. Come on.
It's like so good.
We've got the sprinkler that came off over there probably 2 times. And the water made a hole, I filled it in, and I threw it back in. But it doesn't need to run again for another week. But in a week, you need to tell me if there's
Water,
bits of
yeah.
water. I mean, they're turning off now.
This is her day. We like topics. Is a room full of enthusiastic questions about my book, but
Drink.
settle for the
Good
other
second.
topics.
Let me look at it.
Any other questions? That aren't
Ah.
a fantastic audience. Let's keep this awkward that's going over at the signing table. There and get a book signed. It's ridiculous sitting there all by herself. I don't want to buy another one. If she writes in it, I can't return it.
He'll talk to me after the water. Here's the thing, turn it around.
It is very well written. I'll tell her you said that. Don't tell her I said this.
I want to find it because it gives me so much support. You get a cup when you. I just can't remember what I did with it.
She needs an endorsement. Some celebrity blabbing about how much they like the book. Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, you think about this Chicago school teacher, she writes a book. There's only one Chicago celebrity to promote it. Oprah. That's brilliant. I've been saving his favor, but my cousin plays to drop your standards as strange brother. You never told me you knew Oprah?
Oh boy, this could be big. I mean, Oprah reads that book and tells people to buy it. Bingo, bango. We got a bestseller.
Exactly. The only thing that I do next is figure out who stars in the movie. Well, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But my old roommate Ndugo is friends with the karate instructor of the kid whose father washes Lord and Lenny's prayers.
She's a wonderful actor. Oh, yeah. I see her in the park.
Honestly, I see her more as the sister. For the lead we all looking for is Emma Stone.
Ah, gentlemen, I think we have a movie.
Okay, that's funny. It's not trying to get that damn pad.
It's a love story. You know, plain and simple. Develop my themes.
This was his name, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's not.
In stores and online. I got
Rock,
big
baby.
box here.
No straw. So ridiculous. Yeah. Get one that hasn't been using it and dries and don't use it. You don't want it. Trick it. Come here, honey. You don't want one of these? And then take a straw. You must win. Yes. Here, take this. Here, take this.
I can't. I got another radio interview. I got a meeting at the retirement home.
You can't be near the elderly. Whatever you got to take those old people out like a set of spiral stairs. You're supposed to get upstairs, climb under the covers, and I will bring you some nice tea.
No, I'm trying to promote my book.
You have been doing that for weeks. It's time to rest.
I'd be nice to rest.
Yes. Right up with your tea.
You still like reading a failed author?
Of course.
You think I'm a failed author?
Please go to bed. Please. My friend's phone. No, she can't do an interview right now. I'm her husband. Why not? Chapter 12. The hayride. The cold woke me from my slumber. I could still taste the salt of Sebastian on my hungry lips.
This wasn't a good. Ah! I know, I got it. It's pretty hard.
Yellowstone mid-season finale tomorrow at 8, only on Paramount Network.
Comfort means nothing. Buttery pop. Club crisps. A club is all you need. That's of the 80s. This is today's soda. With creamy shakes like mocha cappuccino. Wow, radical! And what's even more radical is that you can drink it wherever, whenever.
Get on Royal Treatment. Join the new Playing Royal Match today. Download now.
Thinking about a bed if I just look. I haven't put it in there yet. This needs to go, baby. This is back there.
There are over 260,000 IT support specialist job openings in America on Coursera. You can earn Google's IT support professional certificate designed to prepare you for an IT support career in about 5 months for $39 a month. No degree or experience needed.
My job now is amazing. I spend more time with my family.
Find courses, certificates, and degrees on Coursera. Join for free at Coursera.org. Coursera. Learn without limits.
My wings are buzzing. You got a big day today, so let's get it going with Big Honey
So you can get something tasty without breaking
Anyway, he's gonna call up a lot of that. You tell me. Then you could say that because I talked to him. Why is so wet?
Yeah.
I still got the spray with the white, the rough yellow. And the blue and white can is good on that one. There's a picture nicely. Oh, yes. Can't let you sit around. I gotta go get to the Walmart already tomorrow. I have another one. I think I need to take that out.
Hola, Manny. Me llamo Antonio. Gracias por la invitación. Me iba representing un viaje de sexual awakening. What are you doing? Failing in 2 languages. Happy New Year.
I came over to cheer you up, and I heard you were sick, so I brought you some of my $5 soup.
I'm not eating that.
Do you want me to rub it on your chest?
So I opened up the old nasal passages.
Give it time, and we'll open up all your passages. Wore yourself out pushing that book, didn't you?
Tried my best, but no one's buying it. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
What do you mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna start writing again.
I don't know. It's too hard.
You don't know hard. I remember when I was a little girl working on my daddy's farm.
Listen, tell me a story.
Let me tell you a story. I was a meek little thing, scared of my own shadow and the sheep I had to
Oh,
kiss.
man. The rest of the year.
I had to pump my own water, make my own clothes.
I didn't like to put it in here. This is my thing for that fair.
So he could take it to you and tell you.
You had it harder than me.
Now, that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point is I didn't give up. Just when I thought my life couldn't possibly get any worse, a city fella in a 56 Wrangler pulled up to the house and asked for directions.
Is that my dad?
Hell no. This was a real man. Wore a 3-piece suit with hard shoes and smelled like a pine forest after a spring rain.
That's pretty poetic.
What he did to me wasn't poetic. It was fiction. And I loved it. I got his car and we just drove for days. His hand on the wheel, my head in his lap.
I do love a bench seat.
For the next 3 months, we wandered the countryside. Truth be told, he put more miles on me than he did that Rambler.
Hey, look who's feeling better.
Hey,
Whew, what is that smell?
your mother's fried garlic soup.
Oh, I hope you drank it because she'll rub it on you.
I went the oral route.
You right again.
Yeah, a new story. A young girl coming of age on a hard-scrabble farm in the base of the Mudlick Mountains.
Mudlick, that's weird. My mom grew up on a farm in Mudlick.
Her story is incredible. Do you know she ran away from home at 16 with a city fella and went on a cross-country crime spree? What? Yeah, I mean, it was a petty crime shop, like exactly gas, not paying for haircuts and that sort of thing.
My mother?
Yeah, we're hiding in abandoned buildings and barns with your grandfather hot on a trail. Believe me, your trail was HMT hot.
I don't think I want to know what that means.
And you better not
read a book. It's just writing it with me. What? My dear mother has a great story, and I want to be the one to help her tell it.
So you're gonna spend the next 6 months working side by side with my mother.
Oh, it's going to take at least a year and more than a few trips to mother. I'm going to put my hands in the dirt that's sprouting Peggy Picks.
Okay, well, good luck with that. Just a heads up, I think the farm's a Walmart now.
That's fine. I'll just run the garden center and grab a bag of mulch. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Your favorite moms are bringing their moms on the biggest vacation yet. But with so many moms, it's like 2 different layers of conversation happening. There's lots to unpack.
I want to feel my feelings, and I never know how.
I had to read a post with you calling her a clown. Anytime I come to my mama, I'm a spit on her.
I'm drained.
Teen Mom Family Reunion. New season premieres Tuesday. Watch on MTV.
Honey, are you throwing the broken arrows? Relaxing to watch TV can be hard.
Remember how to start?
Actually, watching TV,
HBO.
it's easy with Dish. Live TV and streaming apps together with Dish.
Trying on glasses using Warby Parker's virtual try-on is so lifelike, so realistic, that you might not even be able to tell what's real from what's virtual. Yep, it's that good. Virtually try on hundreds of styles in the Warby Parker app.
As women, our bodies change as we age, and it's not as easy to lose weight anymore. What worked before might not work anymore. That's why I teamed up with the experts at Nutrisystem to help create their newest plans specifically designed for women ages 55 and up. Introducing Complete 55, weight loss made for women by women.
A new personalized plan that takes into account a woman's unique metabolism, age, nutritional needs, and activity level.
It's not just weight loss. It's about weight management and learning proper nutrition for a lifetime of health and wellness.
Get protein-powered meals delivered to your door, including our inspirations meals that control hunger for up to 5 hours.
I think it's important to take care of yourself when you want to continue to have quality of life as you age.
Act now and you can get today's special offer.
Women everywhere are taking control of their weight and their health. Now is your time.
Go online or call right now to get today's special offer on Complete 55.
Time Magazine declares the Fabulous is the best movie of the year. And now it's nominated for 5 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Picture. The Fablemans, rated PG-13 in theaters and at home now.
All those socks under $2 crates are under $2, so you can get something tasty without breaking the bank. Starting on the $2 crates.
Introducing Weight Watchers Simplified Program. With an easy-to-use app and over 200 zero-point foods, you'll never go hungry. Losing weight with Weight Watchers just got easier. Start today at www.com.
I got this roll-up vacuum for only $40.
DealDash.com, where deals come true. This KitchenAid mixer sold for less than $26. This iPad sold for less than $43. And this brand new Xbox sold for $51.
I got the Samsung tablet for only $83.
I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
It's nice. Why? Along we can tell people our Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance. So you pay for what you need.
At Lovesac, we design furniture for life. Real life. Messy life. Life that changes and brings us together for moving. A life where batteries run down and get charged up again. Because now, Lovesac sectionals can be upgraded with stealth mode and immersive surround sound by Harman Kardon hidden inside. Upgradable, washable, and guaranteed for life. Don't just hear it, feel it. At Lovesac Showroom here.
Here we go, ladies. Can I get you two anything to drink?
I take a safe if you got it.
I don't know what that is.
introduce you to my mother-in-law, Ms. Peggy Bates.
So, this is what became of the lost little girl from Mudlick.
Yeah,
Let me drink in that face. The permanently next scowl, the deep lines of disapproval in the forehead, the eyes that once loved are now filled with silent judgment.
Listen, princess. I might have a few lines, but I canola oil this face every night. It's as soft as a catcher's mitt.
She's magnificent.
Can you imagine the story that turned that sweet little girl into this?
I have to admit, I am rather intrigued by the story.
Oh, I'm so glad. But just so you know, suicidal issues.
What? You went to them first? After the book launch I gave you?
I mean, we really want to work with you. You're going to have to go and work with us. Show us the honey, twinkle toes. This French, just bring clear country. Is this your final offer?
There wasn't. But it is now.
We rely on that Simon and Schuster.
Previously on Mike and Mom.
This book that sits before me is the physical manifestation of all your hard work, the fruits of your labor, the vessel in which you laid bare your soul, exposing it like a freshly waxed orifice.
I remember when I was a little girl working on my daddy's farm. Please tell me a story. Let me tell you a story. I was a meek little thing, scared of my own shadow and the sheep I had to castrate. That's what Laura did. Just when I thought my life couldn't possibly get any worse, a city fella in a 56 Wrangler pulled up to the house and asked for directions. Is that my dad? Hell no. This was a real man. Wore a three-piece suit with hard shoes and smelled like a pine forest after a spring rain. That's very poetic. What he did to me wasn't poetic. It was fiction. And I loved it. Write it down. Go. Yeah, a new story. A young girl coming of age on a French gravel farm at the base of the Mudlick Mountains.
Mudlick, that's where my mom grew up on a farm in Mudlick.
Session 1, untitled Big Splend Novel, 8:55 a.m. You have to use that stupid thing. Well, I don't want to, miss any of the details. And over the years, I've kind of learned to tune you out when you start talking. It feels like I'm giving a damn deposition. Like when Mr. Mariachi Music next door found dog dirt in his mailbox. Which, again, I had nothing to do with. And you relax, you're not on trial. Just tell me your story from the beginning, way before you were torturing your neighbors. Allegedly. Hey, this little girl in Mudlick, Missouri, just take me through to Bay on the phone. That's pretty much what you'd expect. Care to elaborate? You know. No, really don't. Come on, give me some details. The earthy, sharp smell of the barn, the feel of the threadbare calico on your bony shoulders. Boy, it's as if you were there. Really tell me what it was like. Fine. It's pretty much what you'd expect. I know. Wait, you just reminded me of something. Hey, if I'm going to make chili tonight, I better go soak those beans. Friday, 8:58 a.m. And if you're listening to this,
You know why I told Peggy Biggs?
I'm very also women. You're looking 5 minutes or less. It's been an honest flight to you. PG-13, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Naturella has vitamin E from sunflowers,
Hour-sized retinol vomiting.
organic broccoli, carrots, and blueberries.
I have not seen hydrochloride.
So much harder to say than blueberry. Naturella whole food multivitamins. Available on Amazon and naturella.com.
The countdown to savings is happening now with Ashley. Hurry into your local Ashley store or visit Ashley.com to bring in the new year with new styles for every room of your home. Plus, get 5 years special financing. No minimum purchase required. Only at Ashley.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty. An answer. Power to exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You're not welcome. Ooh, the Chewy app. Talking litter. Sandy Pate. We haven't had to splurge on catnip toys. I feel so accomplished. Pet me, please. Great prices. Happy pets. Chewy. Welcome to my digestive system. Take common here with a line probiotic. You see, your gut is good and bad bacteria. When you get off balance, you may feel it. The bloating, the gas. But a line helps me trust my gut again.
Plus, it's recommended by doctors and it's more than any other probiotic brand.
Just one day naturally helps convert a balanced gut. Entrance to occasional bloating, gas, and discomfort. Align probiotic. Welcome to an aligned gut. Sonic cheeseburgers are made with 100% beef and melty American cheese. And we deliver them right to your
I'm gonna run that deal with a glove box, you know. It's in your drawer there, so I'm not there.
Sonic.
That worked on it.
My son Dave Jr.'s busy, but I watch a lot of financial news on Sling TV. Don't store all your crypto under your mattress.
With Sling, be confident you're getting the TV you love. Right by Sling. Try this today.
Someone's been waiting with the slow fast plan.
What? Stop.
What's going on?
That's the slow fast of the 80s. This is today's slow fast. We have shakes with 20 grams of protein.
Protein could be some chocolatey.
$2,628. That's how much you spend on subscriptions for all of 2022. How neat. That would add like 2 degrees. That's what we all think. But in reality, we're getting thousands of dollars a year for subscriptions.
I want to make sure I don't pay that much in 2020.
What thing, Rock? I can't do it without any subscriptions. Up on this. Whoa, with Rocket Money, they even cancel it for you. For you. Yeah.
This Friday.
Watch on MTV.
Why does your mother have to make everything sound difficult?
Oh, why is the sky blue? Why do I eat my feelings? I'll never know.
How's everyone else today? Through some of the wonderful work that we have done. Let's move back into your mom's house. And then after that,
I'll fix your disposal.
and then I changed the light bulb. And I took her down for a walk home because that was supposed to help her right.
What did it?
Why you tell me? Yeah, she never got while I was folding her laundry. I let her sleep because I thought maybe she'd talk at least while she was asleep.
Did she?
She just grumbled about closing our borders. This is impossible.
Great. Are you saying my mother starts at workplace?
Yes.
That's weird, because with everybody else, she's exactly the same.
Will you please just let me complain?
I warned you, but you chose to partner with Becky Vick. So when I get Joe sent me the other streets and money in, you told me it would give me heartburn.
What you did?
Which is why you wouldn't let me complain about it.
Believe me, I know your discomfort. You faked it another way.
You were the same counsel you gave me. Sorry you don't feel me, but you need to take that outside. Oh, come on!
There he is.
Gentlemen. I didn't even want to let you out. But I'm awarding the execution of writing together now, so my weekend's free. I can do whatever I want.
All right.
I would.
What's
Funny.
Cross 3 counties and we get it.
Stop.
Wives of Beverly Hills season.
I was an engineer.
Imagine the peace of mind you'll have knowing that Protect My IDs.
he was?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna run down to Dollar General. real quick.
Okay, George.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So, you know, you
I meant.
That's yours.
Harry? Not possible.
Well, I think we can give it a try.
He's a robot, you know? Hard to say. That's why we'll just keep the family, you know? Don't ever say the word R-O-B-B.
Dave, if you had to do something we don't want to see, I'm certainly glad you got over it. You need to collect the cupcake. Which day? Good thing that
Here's with reach. $11.
He blessed the children of Israel.
cool.
The thing is, he wants me recording that.
I'm gonna spy you.
But if Amy hadn't shot Liz Gollier, then who had? Was Carrie Farver behind this spree of terror after all? Deputies hope the answer lies in the recent spate of phishing emails and texts Liz allegedly received from Amy Flora.
Is there any possible way we could track, keep going with what you have from those emails that we could still find any trace?
There was a YouTube posted under the name Carrie Farber.
It's just a video of somebody using a cell phone camera going through a data apartment complex.
They have been using different to hide their true location, but in this instance, they used their real IP address.
The source of the video comes as a shock to investigators.
And that real IP address can be traced back to Council Bluffs, Iowa. That real IP address can be traced back to where Liz lived. It turned out to be dozens and dozens of accounts that were impersonating Carrie. Just one by one, each one of them found its way back to Liz.
The breadth and extent of Liz's impersonation of Carrie is breathtaking. If you consider it,
She drafted thousands of texts, thousands of emails, all purportedly from Gary. She would use apps that would disguise her email address.
But if Liz Gollier had been sending these messages to herself, who was responsible for shooting her or for setting her house on fire?
Dave Krupa at some point realized that his firearm had been stolen from his apartment. Shortly thereafter, Liz said she was in fear of her life from Amy. When law enforcement appeared to not take her claim seriously, all of a sudden Liz sustained a gunshot wound at a park. Amy Flora did not shoot Liz. Liz shot Liz. It's unbelievable that someone would set a fire in their own house knowing that they're not. This is how dedicated Liz was to this scheme.
However, the new evidence raises an even more disturbing question. If Liz had been posing as Carrie Fargo for all these years, then where is Carrie now? On December 14th, 2015, investigators invite Liz Collier in for an interview under the guise that they want to ask her a few more questions about Amy Flora.
We were going to tell her that we found remains. The remains haven't been identified yet, but we believe that they might be Carrie's. If Amy's bold enough to shoot you, she'd probably kill Carrie. And we know that Amy's communicating with you.
I didn't know if maybe you felt comfortable if you could kind of push her for some more info on the Carrie thing. Because if she would, come out with some details of exactly what she did to Carrie and so forth like that, that would help our case immensely.
Well, I'll try maybe one or two emails.
And sure enough, boom, she goes home. She sent these emails into the police then saying, I've got these emails that Amy sent me confessing.
The emails also paint a detailed, albeit brutal picture of how Carrie Fargo died.
She came over after Dave left for work. She caught her at the house and got her into Carrie's own vehicle.
She stabbed Carrie in the stomach and the chest area multiple times. This happened in Carrie's vehicle. The body was burned afterwards, disposed of in a dumpster somewhere. She had cleaned the vehicle and returned it back to Dave's apartment complex area. We get these confessional emails, and it's telling us that this happened in this vehicle. So we decide we need to go back to this vehicle. We found the vehicle again. We've been through a couple owners. I pull out the driver's seat, pull off the fabric off the driver's seat, nothing. Pull out the passenger seat, pull off the fabric off that. There's a dark red stain on the seat. We got the results that it was positive for Carrie's DNA. There was a lot of validation. It felt like, hey, we're there. We did it. We've proven this isn't a missing persons case, that this is a homicide.
With Liz now in their crosshairs, investigators need to know if the fingerprint that was found in their initial search of Carrie's car could be a match to Liz.
Nobody requested a crime tech to compare that print directly to Liz's fingerprint because it was on file from Michigan arrest. And upon comparing those prints, it was a match. That fingerprint from the car was Gollier's fingerprint.
Even with this new evidence, the case against Liz remains circumstantial, and investigators are hesitant to issue a warrant for her arrest.
We have a body. Not a lot of no-body homicide cases. We'll try. A lot of prosecutors won't take them.
However, given Liz Gollier's newfound fixation on Dave Krupa's ex, Amy Flora, detectives fear history may repeat itself.
Anybody who's willing to shoot themselves is pretty off the charts, not stable. I'm convinced that she was about to do something very sinister to Amy as well.
In late January of 2016, investigators reach out to Dave Krupa, letting him know that he, his children, and his ex, Amy Flora, could be in grave danger.
Dillard came to me at work that day. Say that, we did it. We believe that Liz murdered Carrie. We believe that she's targeted Amy. I was shocked on many levels.
They said, this is serious. This is really, you need to go take care of your kids.
While investigators work to build their case against Liz Gollier, Dave Krupa moves back in with Amy Floyd
Yeah.
and their children.
They get a call from Liz. She was very emotional. She was crying on the phone. She was very upset.
So she gets to shoot somebody, and then she gets to kill another person, and then she gets to move in with Dave, and she gets to be free. And you guys aren't arresting her.
Investigators invite Liz to the station to talk. When she arrives, they turn the tables on her.
Why did you create all these emails?
I haven't created any email.
They're coming from you.
No, they're not.
They're saying something, right?
I'm done talking. I didn't have my attorney. Because I didn't do anything.
We knew she was following and stalking Amy. We knew that she was driving by her home, and we were scared for Amy's life. Really, honestly, they were like, we need to do something.
Got enough probable cause to make an arrest, and I feel we have plenty of evidence pointing the finger at her. Even as circumstantial as most of it was, it was still too much to overcome, in my opinion.
With enough evidence behind them, police arrest Liz Gollier.
That was a huge weight off my shoulder. It felt good not to have to look over my shoulder anymore, and not to have to worry about my kids anymore.
Coming up, without Carrie's remains, the case against Liz is far from a slam dunk.
There wasn't a body, there wasn't a found weapon, and a lot of this stuff was circumstantial.
But then, prosecutors make an 11-hour discovery that could tip the scales of justice in their favor.
This was the closest thing we had to a smoking gun.
At Domino's, we appreciate those who get off the couch to pick up a pizza. Right back. In our eyes, you're a carry-out hero.
It's a pull, sweetie.
And to recognize your efforts, we're tipping you $3 for picking up your online carry-out order at Domino's.
The long-lasting scent of Dave Flames made it smell like Dave was in his happy place, the massage chair at the mall. But he wasn't. Dave Flames with Aussie Whistler Febreze.
They call me the hot chocolate guru. Okay, nobody calls me that. No, I've got this.
We are appreciating ultra-hydrated, glazed, and glowing confidence overflowing. New Vaseline lotion, 90% more moisture for my one-of-a-kind skin. And there's no other skin I want to be.
Wired to crave unique foods? They're wait until you identify your habits, change them, and realize when it comes to lasting weight loss, it's psychological. New weight, lose weight, and make it last. You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
So pay for that gym membership you signed up for last January? Rocket Money is the best way to stay on top of your finances by finding and canceling unwanted subscriptions, tracking your spending in real time, and lowering your bills. This year, I want a resolution you can actually stick to. Download Rocket Money today.
With ButcherBox, you can share food you trust with people that you love. ButcherBox delivers grass-fed beef, organic, free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can enjoy the important things. Join us at the table. Get the New Year bundle free in your first box.
Ritz chocolate cake. You're gonna get sick. You need pumpkin. I love pumpkin. It's not food, it's pet insurance. So when you get hurt or sick and you need expensive medicine or surgery, pet insurance from Pumpkin can help. Go to pumpkin.care.
So we spot the difference. Oh, it's similar to
In June's journey, you need to be able to spot things out of the ordinary to discover important clues. Sounds good, right? Oh, here's my tablet. June's Journey. Download now for free.
She lost the level. That's when I think this creature came out.
She wanted both of them dead so that they could click on both insurance policies. They were hog-tied with duct tape. I was in shock.
Only Oxygen True Crime has spent come up next.
Florida, it's the Florida Alabama line.
It's quiet. It's peaceful. So it's not.
crazy stuff happens in this area.
The same was horrific.
Victim's head is in a pile of stone. She dismembered him.
You can see a foot sticking up.
Every time I work a kicks like this, I actually get chill bumps all over my body.
Floor Up Man on Murders. New series next Saturday at 9. Only on Oxygen True Crime.
Spring 2017. 42-year-old Liz Gollier is awaiting trial for the murder of 37-year-old Carrie Farver. Prosecutors believe that after murdering Carrie, Liz assumed Carrie's online persona and pretended to stalk herself and her ex-boyfriend, Dave Krupa, in order to cover up her crime.
All of these reports, the destruction of property, harassment, stalking, vandalism, even the arson at Liz's house, they all actually correlate with Dave and Liz's relationship. If they hit a low point in their relationship, about that same time, the report would be filed.
This whole thing that was going on, that was crazy. I mean, that's Lex Luthor stuff.
But as the trial approaches, prosecutors still have major holes in their case. Holes that Liz's defense attorneys are prepared to exploit.
There was no body. There was no eyewitnesses. There was no murder weapon.
That was going to be a huge obstacle.
Seemingly on a whim, Detective Davis and Kava are out running around, stop at a shop, and Kava says, "Hey, by the way, you know, we've looked at the computer, we've looked at the phones and everything. Is anything else you got laying around?" And I said, "Oh, you know what? There was no tablet."
What was interesting was the SD card that it was in. It had been formatted years before, and it looked like it was empty, but things that are deleted aren't necessarily deleted forever.
The images from that SD card made it apparent that this SD card belonged to Liz Gollier. Lots of selfies and just pictures that were consistent with things in her home.
However, there's one photo that stops investigators dead in their tracks.
I thought we might be looking at a tattoo on a person. It looked like a foot to me. It looked like a human foot.
It was probably from the knee down. It was apparent that not only had the leg probably been dismembered, but that the leg had been charred.
Could the leg belong to the victim, Carrie Farver?
They reached out to Nancy Rainey, who is Carrie's mom, and just verified, what tattoos did she have? And Carrie had a tattoo on her foot. It was a Chinese symbol, and I believed it meant mother.
When the photograph was located, the tattoo, it was essentially our body that we were missing.
This was the closest thing we had to a smoking gun.
Because now, before, where there was no body, no cause of death, all of a sudden now, they could say Liz the one.
In May 2017, Liz Gollier's trial gets underway. Having waived her right to Liz hands her hands in the civil church. But the defense attorney believes there's still a chance for Liz's freedom.
The defense really wanted to sell that the police had not been able to identify a murder weapon or anything else that would definitively say that Liz was responsible for this.
Unfortunately for Liz, this defense backfires.
Liz was convicted of first-degree murder. So that's an automatic life sentence here in Nebraska without a chance for parole.
She's stone cold. I mean, there's no reaction at all. She didn't cry. She accepted.
To hear the judge say guilty and the way he said it and talk about how he couldn't understand how a human could be capable of these kind of things was just great redemption, I think, for a lot of people in there to hear that the judge felt the same way all of us did.
I took everything to just not jump up out of the seat and act ridiculous and just stay professional.
The verdict especially made an impact on the lives of Carrie's family, particularly her mother Nancy and son Max.
I'm so happy for Nancy and Max, not because of the loss, because of the aunt. This is not even about me. It's more about having closure, resolution.
Now that Carrie Farver's friends and loved ones know the truth, they're determined to remember the woman they knew and loved, not the one Liz Gollier so unjustly made her out to be.
Liz tried to make Carrie uneducated, not employed, not a good mother. Carrie was opposite of what Liz tried to make her be.
I think Liz's reason for doing this, she was just obsessed with Dave. She would try to take out anybody that got in her way to do Dave.
I think ultimately Liz snapped when she encountered Carrie at the apartment. That was a paramount moment for her and her relationship with Dave. I think Carrie became Liz's obsession and it pursued her and murder.
Carrie should be remembered as a beautiful, fun, full of life woman. You know, wanted to experience things, wanted to be out there. She was a big woman.
They're still talking about this right now. Social Security is a lot of exercise.
Struggling to cope with her own sexuality.
She decided to take that step and come out.
So when she found out female
I'm
veterans
trying to
15
rub it.
years received,
They should put some of
everything
that.
They started out hot and heavy, very passionate. She fell hard and she fell fast for her.
until a heinous discovery threatens the world.
There is a mass in the back of the truck.
You cannot recognize whether or not this is male, female, race, or anything.
Investigators are left trying to piece together a deadly chain of events.
The way lethal methods used on one person. It was overkill.
And one key source of evidence leads detectives to a string of potential killers.
We've got somebody that tells us their attorney's going to contact us. Now they changed their phone number, and we still can't find them.
The book is really becomes who are these two people that she was taking to Atlanta.
And these are Aussies. Oh, God.
And that often leads to murder.
In the early morning hours of March 4th, 2005, an officer with the Fulton Police Department is on routine patrol on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia.
Came across a vehicle on fire. It was a smaller pickup truck. The fire had fully engulfed the front and was significant. Truck. Obviously, he called it in to the fire department. He went over to see if there was, anything that he could do. By that time, the vehicle was too much.
The fire is just too big for him. So, as luck would have it, there was a fire department just a half mile down the road, and they were able to come and extinguish the fire.
With the blaze extinguished, patrol officers examined the smoldering wreckage.
The cab, the pickup truck was completely burned. Windows were blown out. Glass was shattered.
To their relief, the cab of the pickup appears empty.
Once they determine that nobody is injured inside the vehicle, they have to start to think, okay, why is there an abandoned burning truck on the side of the road?
That's when the officer's flashlight illuminates a blackened object in the bed of the truck.
At that point, everyone sort of says, well, wait a minute, well,
There was a body in the bed of the pickup truck. The burn damage on the body, it was significant, probably third-degree burns over the majority of the body. Face was unrecognizable.
the burns were so severe that you could not necessarily recognize whether or not this was a male, female, race, or anything of that nature. Who is this person? Why are they here? And who put them here?
This fire was fast and furious and intense, and it mainly focused on the cab and the truck bed.
The pickup truck has a lot of damage to it, and so much damage that they can't even open doors. Doors are just sort of seared shut.
From the driver's side, the bed of the truck, there was also like a pour or drip stain going down the side of the truck. So it became readily apparent to them that an accelerant was used.
In intense fire, it can eliminate things like DNA, weapons, other forms of evidence, fingerprints.
Other potential clues, such as a driver's license, were also destroyed in the blaze.
The burns were so significant that if the person had purse, wallet, anything like that, it would have been burned up and gone.
While identifying the victim is proving to be a challenge, investigators do find evidence that sheds additional light on the true cause of death.
As they examine the body, and they see there's a belt around the neck. There is binding around the wrist and the ankles.
We're looking at, the badly burned body in the back of the truck with ligature on the wrists and ankles and an accelerant used. We're aware that it's a homicide.
The fact that they have a murder on their hands only raises more questions for investigators.
It could have been a drug deal gone bad, could have been, a robbery and things went bad, could have been somebody being tortured, could have been some sort of gang involvement.
Still, to pinpoint a motive, investigators needed to identify their victim. In a stroke of luck, they ultimately find something that was spared by the blaze.
You get to the rear of the pickup truck, and it's just an oddity that you have the one spot at the rear of the pickup truck where the license plate is that's almost completely untouched. The plate on the truck was a Florida license plate. It was a veteran's license plate, so we were able to run that and get that information.
It was a aha moment for the detectives, because at that point, this is where we can start.
So we run the license plate, and it comes back registered to a Cheryl Miranda out of the Tampa, Florida area. So that's really our starting point. That's really the only place we have to start.
The problem right now is still, you don't know who Cheryl Miranda is. Is that your victim? Is that your perpetrator? Is that just someone who innocently let her truck out? Now the key becomes, let's find Cheryl Miranda.
An Army veteran born and raised in Rhode Island, Cheryl Miranda was bright, outgoing, and always ready for a good time.
She was a big personality, very full of life. She was a genuinely kind, nice person. She would do anything for you. She was generous to a fault. She was funny. She was just a fun person.
But not everything in Cheryl's life was so carefree. She was torn between the life she had and the one she truly wanted. Cheryl was an adult when she finally came out as a gay woman, and she was met by a mixed reaction from her loved ones.
Coming out to parents in the 60s or 70s, especially blue collar, working class, second generation parents. Pretty harrowing experience, I think, in Cheryl's case. Her father just knew she was a lesbian, but they just didn't talk about it.
She decided to move to Tampa to just start anew. When Cheryl moved to Tampa, she met Kim, who was her first official girlfriend, and she fell hard and she fell fast for her.
Kim was the love of her life.
They were very much in love, and Kim kind of dumped her. Cheryl was heartbroken when Kim left. In my mind, she never really came back from that. I thought they were going to be together a long time, and then all of a sudden, Kim was just gone.
Cheryl's heartbreak was compounded when she learned her father was terminally ill.
He did eventually pass. Now she's without her father, who she was very close with, and she's without her first love, who abruptly ended their relationship.
Cheryl became more callous, colder. I don't think she wanted to give her heart up to anybody else again.
But Cheryl's hard facade began to crack when she met Tanya Miller in February of 2004.
Tanya grew up in the Atlanta area. She had a large family. The family was very loving. Her family was very supportive.
In her early 20s, Tanya followed the same path many others in her family had. She started a serious relationship and soon became a mother.
Tanya had 2 children. She had a boy and a girl.
She had many things going for her that normalcy in life. She had family. She had friends. She had a baby. And she had children.
Deep down, though, Tanya was conflicted.
Tanya realized that she was gay.
Eventually, Tanya's relationship with her children's father came to an end, and Tanya came out of the closet. Tanya's announcement was met with mixed reactions from her family. There was one person, however, whose support for her was unwavering. Tanya's son, Janoris.
When she decided to come out, he didn't reject her. He didn't turn his back on her. He accepted her just for who she was, the way she was. He accepted her as being mom no matter what.
In 2003, Tanya decided to leave Atlanta, seeking a fresh start in Tampa, Florida. Javaris, now 18, decided to go with her.
It's sort of like a package deal where Tanya went, Javaris went.
It was not long after moving to Tampa that Tanya started dating Cheryl Miranda.
They started out hot and heavy, and they moved in together.
Cheryl also welcomed Tanya's son Javaris into her home with open arms.
Tanya had a son, and the son came as a package deal with Tanya.
She loved Tanya, so of course she wanted to accept her son.
Shortly after moving in, Tanya took a job as a cafeteria worker, which, combined with Cheryl's military pension, helped the couple get by.
Cheryl had worked. She was retired from the military, from disability, and so she had a regular income there.
Cheryl is the breadwinner. She's the person who's bringing in the money.
Though money was a little tight, Cheryl and Tanya couldn't have been happier.
On all accounts, they had a
However, what Cheryl and Tanya's friends could have never imagined is that in March of 2005, the horrific discovery of an unidentified body in the back of Cheryl's truck would thrust the couple's relationship into the crosshairs of a heinous homicide case.
What then began as a stolen vehicle or a dumping investigation now has turned to possibly a murder investigation.
Coming up, could the victim's secret life be the key to catching the killer?
That automatically, makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and like, oh, this isn't good. This is something we gotta look at.
We've invited everyone who either won the show or really won the show. It's the best of the best versus the best.
True comfort means snacking. However the heck you want. Light, crispy, buttery, fluffy. Club Crisps. The club is on me.
At Domino's, we're tipping you $3 for being the hero that gets off the couch. Be right back. It goes to Get the Pizza. Get a $3 tip for ordering carryout online at Domino's.
Tide Pods Ultra Oxy one-ups the cleaning power of liquid. Can't run up whatever they're doing. For sure. Seriously? One up the power of liquid, one up the toughest stains. Any further questions? Huh. One up the power of liquid with Tide Pods Ultra Oxy.
Hi, I'm the gymnast and viewer collaborator. The performance jogger is my all-time favorite piece of clothing. From the gym to class, you won't find me in anything else. The fit is perfect and the fabric is beyond soft. And even better, they're sustainably made. Get yourself in there before they sell out again.
I've tried every anti-aging serum under the sun, and there is nothing with Cerebral Palsy serum. It's completely changed my skin.
Taboola delivers dramatic results in 5 signs of aging.
It's amazing.
Go to TrueBotanicals.com for a limited time offer.
So, food is my personal vegan treatment?
New Weight helps you identify your habits, change them, and realize when it comes to lasting weight loss, it's psychological. New Weight. Lose weight and make it last.
Slotomania presents Slotomania's New Year's celebration. Download now to receive 1 million free coins, a free piggy, and we'll multiply your first 23 wins with a new 2023 multiplier. Slotomania. What will today spin?
It's nice. You're flying. For a long week of telling people how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance. You pay for what you need. It's a natural. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
True crime, it's something we live and breathe all day, every day. And if you're just like us, you're locked in every Tuesday and Wednesday night with the #1 true crime show on TV.
You get a call that there's been another murder.
Correct.
The only purpose of the crime was to make sure she was dead.
That's just unbelievable.
Make it a date with Dateline every Tuesday and Wednesday, only to do true crime.
March 4th, 2005. Police in Fulton County, Georgia, have just discovered the charred remains of a body in a smoldering truck on the outskirts of Atlanta. After running the truck's plates, homicide detectives learned that the truck belongs to a woman from the Tampa, Florida area, a woman named Cheryl Miranda. Fulton County investigators contact police in Tampa.
They agree to send some deputies over to the residence. It's a rental, so they're able to get, contact with the owner. When they go inside, they see no signs of struggle, no signs of a crime scene, no blood, no disarray, nothing like that. Just looks like a regular, apartment that somebody's not in at the time.
Hoping to learn more about Cheryl, officers reach out to her neighbors.
They began knocking on doors, they found the landlord tells them, and other people that they speak with say that they haven't seen her in a few days.
When Tampa police reach out to Cheryl's family in Rhode Island, they explain that they hadn't spoken to Cheryl in quite some time.
She was mostly disassociated from her family. She was retired. She wasn't working at the time, and
It's all right, yeah. I don't even know. Even gave me his phone number because he was going to, I guess before he just thought we were great. Because his mom, I thought his mom, I was getting, did she really, she called over there, going on about getting stoned. So her bunch of members, he had a cash covered it over.
With regards to the victim's cause of death,
We saved his butt somehow. She didn't want him smoking pot, he's from my door. Well, that Jewel's daughter, the Gary's sister, is it?
Did not die from the fight. There wasn't any
Oh,
surgical
correct.
in her lungs. She had blunt force trauma to her head. She had her neck.
Yes, I
And
mean,
she had bindings around her
next
neck.
time we put this on the knee, that is gonna be it, that's on there. Yes, sir.
You now have a victim that was beaten with blunt force trauma to the head, stabbed in the neck,
identity of their victim, the medical examiner is ready to put that mystery to rest.
We had one viable fingerprint that the medical examiner was able to use and get a print that we were able to run and confirm that it was Cheryl Moran's.
She had served in the armed forces before, and part of the processing getting into the armed forces is you have to be fingerprint. When they were able to get that single fingerprint, they did have her fingerprints in the database.
With the positive identification of the victim,
I won't.
figure out who would want Cheryl
Nothing in the corner though.
and why.
Based upon what we know, is probably somebody that knew her personally.
I'm not saying the rest is old.
It's a very personal murder.
It's stuck there.
The next step for the investigation.
I won't touch it.
Miranda's friends. Who she hang out with? What is her lifestyle like?
Investigators turn to Cheryl's phone records.
At this point, the police can start looking into who she's calling, who are the numbers that she's calling, the frequency of the numbers she's calling.
From February 28th through March 4th, Cheryl's phone pings along the highway from Tampa to Atlanta. Among the final calls made from Cheryl's phone are several to an Atlanta resident named Betsy. Investigators contact Betsy, hoping she can shed some light on the case.
Betsy is very short with me, says she doesn't want to talk to me, and said
She hangs up. And that immediately raises
You're not
red
a
flags
heart.
for the police.
There's the other one.
makes the hairs back of your neck stand up. That brief conversation I had with her maybe about 30 seconds.
Detectives try to contact Betsy again the following morning, but they quickly learn that Betsy has changed cell phones, and the number she gave them is no longer in service.
That raises red flags because you wonder if this person is hiding something. Do they have information to solve this crime? Did they, in fact, play a part of this crime? And why don't they want to speak to police?
On the afternoon of March 16th, investigators head to the residence that Betsy shares with her husband.
Yeah.
Betsy isn't home, her husband is, and he's more than happy to provide information about his wife.
He lets us know that she's got an ongoing drug problem, doesn't see her much, and his intention is to leave her to get divorced from her. He has no idea where she is. He seems very, very honest and forthcoming. He does not seem happy with her.
This provides at least a loose motive. There's a possibility that this could have been a robbery of Cheryl for drug money or to get drugs or to support a habit.
It's like another bad notch. This is not going well. This is, we got somebody that tells us their attorney's going to contact us. Now they changed their phone number and we still can't find them. So our resources are allocated in trying to find this Betsy.
Despite the suspicious behavior of Betsy, the detectives not put all their eggs in one basket. She is a person of interest they want to talk to and find out what she may or may not know about the situation. But they're still looking at other avenues.
Investigators are poring over these phone records, and they tap into Cheryl Miranda's voicemail. And they hear something very interesting. It's the voice of a woman who's trying to get in touch with Cheryl Miranda. So who is this person on the phone?
We don't know. Is this